fellow crafters, and welcome to Crafting with Nana. I was asked by a viewer a little while back if I would do a series of tutorials on the new Lucy Collins Harry Potter crochet kit. So I decided to take on that challenge and undertake this new amigurumi. If you are ready to join me on this journey, I've included a link in the description box below where you can buy the kit. If you already have the kit, let's get started. Starting with round one of our Harry Potter video, please note that I took my peach yarn and rolled it into a ball. If you don't do that, you could get your yarn tangled up and it'll be very frustrating. I've done that before. So it's easier to take the time, roll it into a ball, so you're just working off of something that rolls off easily. I also like to run copies of my pattern onto paper. I did it in black and white. If I have questions about color, I can keep my book handy to look at it and, note that he's going to be peach on his head and arms or on his hands. So it just makes it easier for me because then I can come in and mark off the rounds as I go. That way, having to stop, go to work, mess with kids, whatever, I know where I'm at when I come back. She doesn't say in her beginning instructions on her Harry Potter page to start with a magic circle, but we're going to do that. If you need a refresher course on a magic circle, I'll include a link to my short video on that. But as always, for those who followed me, I like to start with a paper clip on the end. It makes it easier and it helps me to know that I am not crocheting off of that end. So you want your paper clip facing your palm. You're going to take and wrap your yarn around, come up underneath, grab it with your cool hook, twist towards yourself, slide it off of your fingers, and go ahead and secure that ring with a stitch. And her instructions actually say to stitch 2 times, so we're going to do that. And then we're going to start working within the ring itself. So we're going to work 6 crochets into this ring. There's 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, a little tip here, I'm working with this really cool crochet hook that she has included. However, I'm finding it to be very flimsy right here. So I'm going to finish out my magic circle and trade out my crochet hook. So for those of you who might want to do that, she's recommending a size E or a size 4 crochet hook. If you had purchased the Star Wars kit, I think that hook would be just fine. Or you can always grab one off of Amazon or at your local craft store. So we have our 6 crocheted stitches within our ring. Now you're just going to take the paper clip end and slowly close that ring up. And one viewer made a comment that she felt that I did not turn my work at this point. And she could have been right. I didn't go back and view I didn't go back and view that video. See, I have a loose stitch right here that I'm not loving. So if I didn't, now is a good time to note that you want to work on the outside of this ring so that when you cut this piece shorter and you're working on the head, you don't have to go and weave this in. We did do a little research and there is no right or wrong side of the amigurumi according to what we found. But I really liked the viewer's suggestion and I will make a good point of flipping that. Now, as I said, I'm not loving these loose stitches right here. So I am going to pull this out and grab a different crochet hook to do this work with. Again, I love her crochet hooks, super cute, not very practical. Okay, I'm back with a clean first round of magic circle with 6 stitches inside. You can see that it was much nicer when I grabbed a solid hook. Again, this one's super cute, but impractical. So moving on with round 2, we do 2 single crochets in each stitch around, which leaves us with 12 stitches when we're done. So just come on over, slide into that first stitch, might need to close the hole up a little bit, but we can always close it up more later. So we're going to slide into that first stitch, and do 2 single crochets in that. If you split your yarn like I just did, just start that stitch over. I'm still in the second stitch, trying to get a clean 2 stitches in there. All right, onto the 3rd stitch. Okay, as you can see, we are back to the beginning. We have a nice little hole in the top of our stitching, but again, you can just pull that tight. Be sure you're pulling on the paper clip end. You might notice that your stitches start getting a little bit tighter. You want to make sure that you're loose enough to get in between those stitches. So round 3 says 2 single crochets in the next stitch and then single crochet in each stitch after. You're going to do that 6 times and end up with 18 stitches. So 2 in the first one, 1, 2, single crochet in the next one, and then 2 stitches in the following, and repeat that process until you get back around to the start. Again, ending with 18 stitches. And your last stitch should be your 18th stitch. You can tell that as we move further outside of our paper clip yarn, the stitches become much easier to see. So if you do get confused as you're trying to follow her instructions or my instructions and go into a stitch and it doesn't quite go in correctly, just be patient with yourself, because as you kind of loosen up your stitching and move out in your circle, it does become easier and easier. Well, we finished through round 3. Thanks for visiting my channel. If you feel like this video has helped you, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any more in this series. And also, follow me on Instagram. We have a forum there that allows us to share our designs with each other, and that's a lot of fun. So please share your comments and your designs on Instagram, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.